Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a Walla Walla man had to be airlifted after crashing his snow bike.
Plus, a young man accused of leading law enforcement on a high-speed chase, then running from a crash, has been found dead. We'll hear from Yakima investigators.
And it is a bit of a chilly start out the door this morning. Will we see any more rain chances moving in today? I'll have your forecast. It's coming up.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and happy Tuesday, everyone. Kristen, Neil, just a few days away from spring.
Yep, I think 4 days away now. Saturday it officially arrives, but yesterday we had a lot of cloud cover, so certainly some changes compared to what we had last week with a lot of sunshine. Now the sun is going to be back out there for today as we're giving you a live look currently in downtown Yakima. Pretty quiet start for you. We will have decreasing clouds, so as the sun comes up this morning, we are starting off with mostly cloudy sky through the majority of the area early this morning. And temperatures are back down into the 30s and 40s. 41 right now in the Tri-Cities with 38 in Walla Walla. Good morning to you in Hermiston. You're down to about 41 and then 39 degrees over in Yakima. So pretty quiet here locally. Again, we'll have those clouds really decreasing across the area. So starting off this morning, we will have a mostly cloudy sky and then turning mostly sunny this afternoon with a high temperature of 57 degrees. Couple more rain chances to get through. Will it impact anything over the upcoming weekend? I'll have your full forecast. It's coming up.
Thank you, Kristen. A Walla Walla man is recovering after crashing his snow bike in Umatilla over the weekend. According to officials, 63-year-old Eric Bermud crashed his snow bike 8 miles southwest of Highway 204. He was severely injured, and because of snowy travel conditions, crews had to call in a Life Flight helicopter to get Bermud to the nearest hospital. No update yet on his current condition. 3 homes along Gig Harbor's Sunrise Beach were damaged when they were struck by a runaway barge Monday morning. According to officials, the owners of a gravel barge were heading south toward Tacoma, trying to get to Anchorage when it got away from them and drifted into a home's dock. One of the homeowners said they saw the barge coming.
I was screaming because it was so close to the house and it was aiming towards the corner of the house, and I thought, is he going to just tear our house down? So, yeah, I was panicky.
Emergency teams say despite the damage, no people were hurt. The Coast Guard is still investigating the cause of the crash. 22-year-old Chandler Bradley went missing last week after a high-speed pursuit near Selah, and authorities say his body was found over the weekend in the Natchez River. Last Wednesday, a Washington State Patrol trooper saw a car going over 90 miles per hour down 1st Street in Selah towards the freeway. Troopers say when the car struck a guardrail near the Natchez interchange, the driver jumped over the guardrail and went down the embankment. Troopers tried looking for him at his house the next day, but couldn't find him.
His father had said that he hadn't returned home. Nobody's heard from him in 2 days, so we went out and searched for him. We searched on foot, we used a drone, and we also used a boat, but we weren't able to find him.
Family members kept searching, and on Sunday they did find him in the Natchez River near Bergland Lake. He was not able to be resuscitated. The Yakima County coroner says the cause of death was accidental drowning.
A bill aimed at reforming police tactics in Washington has passed through the House, and it's gaining more support statewide from a police group. After input from peace officers, the Washington Fraternal Order of Police is urging the Senate to pass House Bill 1054. The bill sets guidelines for when tear gas is appropriate and when an officer can start a car chase or use canines. It also prohibits officers from using neck restraints and chokeholds.
This evolution is not uncommon. Yeah, we're willing to continue to have those discussions with people and to provide that professional insight, and we are confident that we are going to be better for it.
Monteblanco says they're grateful for the bill authors listening to their insight and making amendments to the original text. Next, the bill heads to an executive hearing on March 18th. You can read more on the bill at yaktranews.com. Police in Seattle arrested more than a dozen people Saturday during a protest that moved through downtown. Police say some people in the group moved barricades from a construction zone into the road to block traffic. They say others threw rocks at officers and tried to stop them from making arrests. And some even smashed business windows. Saturday marked 1 year since police in Louisville, Kentucky shot and killed Breonna Taylor in her apartment during a no-knock raid. It's unclear if what happened in Seattle is related. And leaders in Portland are demanding an end to violence and intimidation by anarchists that continues in the city. For nearly 9 months, protesters have called for police reform and an end to systemic racism. While officials on Monday said many events and protesters are peaceful, there continues to be small groups of people smashing windows of businesses, threatening community members, and assaulting police. The Oregonian reported the Department of Justice has paid more than $1.5 million to repair damage to the Mark Hatfield Federal Courthouse. Keep Music Live Washington has announced a new virtual event celebrating Washington's music culture. Band Together Washington will be hosted by Sir Mix-a-Lot and Rachel Flodard and will feature live performances and discussions from Washington's most popular artists. The event will be held this Thursday, March 18th at 7:30. You can watch it live on the Keep Music Live Facebook and YouTube pages or on the Keep Music Live website. The event will be free and open to the public. Donations are also welcome, and we have a link on our website, yaktrynews.com.
At 5:06, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. But before we do, a live look outside.
And we're starting off this morning with a few clouds around the area. When will the sun return? I'll have a look at your full forecast and what you can expect throughout your week. It's coming up.
Plus, a tech shortage is impacting how many miles per gallon you'll get on certain brand new trucks.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. As gas prices are going up, General Motors says some of its trucks will actually not have a high-tech fuel efficiency system run by a computer chip. There's a shortage of the computer chips right now, and GM says some of its Chevy Silverados and GMC Sierras won't have the system that offers more miles per gallon. The company says the truck should still get 16 miles to the gallon instead of 17, and they're offering a $50 discount on any trucks that don't have the fuel efficiency chips. And TSA says more than 1 million people traveled through checkpoints every day since Thursday. That's still lower than spring break travel in 2019, but on average, numbers are the highest we've seen since March of last year. Airline executives say they're also seeing a lot more people buying tickets for the summer, so they're hoping that the industry is finally starting to get back to normal. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, 2 men have now been arrested for the assault that led up to the death of U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest and news from across America. Investigators are looking into the 1996 disappearance of student Kristen Smart. They served a search warrant at a home in Arroyo Grande, California on Monday. The home belongs to Paul Flores' father. Paul Flores is a longtime person of interest in Smart's disappearance. She was last seen on May 25th, 1996, after returning to the Cal Poly campus from a fraternity party in San Luis Obispo. Witnesses said Flores was the last person seen with her. For the first time on Monday, investigators officially called him the prime suspect. The Smart family released a statement saying they look forward to learning more about what the search could have turned up. For the second time in less than 2 weeks, gunshots were fired at a mall in Columbus, Ohio. Monday's shooting inside of the Polaris Fashion Place Mall reportedly started as an argument between two groups of juveniles. No injuries were reported, but officers closed the mall for the rest of the day. Monday's shooting comes less than 2 weeks after 2 men were accused of firing shots at one another at the same mall. Warrants are out for their arrest. Some voting rights groups are lobbying Georgia-based corporations. It comes after Republican state lawmakers advanced a sweeping bill in the state Senate last week that would repeal no-excuse absentee voting. This week, these new roadside billboards in Atlanta are targeting Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Delta, and Aflac. The voting rights groups argue the proposed legislation would suppress access to voting, especially among people of color. They want the corporations to oppose the voting restrictions and speak out publicly against them. The corporations have all said they are committed to voter rights. The measure has moved to the Georgia House, which has passed its own slate of proposed voting restrictions. The Justice Department says 2 men responsible for assaulting U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick are in jail. Sicknick died after the attack on January 6 when hundreds of rioters stormed the Capitol. 32-year-old Julian Cotter of Pennsylvania and 39-year-old George Tenios of West Virginia allegedly worked together to target police, including Sicknick, with bear spray. The 2 men are charged with 9 counts, with several of them relating to violence and assaulting officers. Court records show federal authorities also searched Tenios' property in West Virginia this weekend. Prosecutors want to keep him in jail before his trial because they believe he is a danger to the community. Members of Congress will get training on emergency procedures starting this week. Acting Sergeant at Arms Timothy Blodgett says his office is partnering with Capitol Police to host the training. They plan to review chamber-specific emergency procedures and escapes. The training comes a day after Capitol Police said they intend to reduce fencing around the building and are considering scaling back the National Guard presence at the Capitol. In a letter sent to members and staff on Monday, the USCP and National Guard say they will continue to maintain some presence there. The Senate voted to confirm Deb Holland as President Joe Biden's Department of the Interior Secretary yesterday. The vote was 51-40. Most Republicans voted against her after several called her views on public land use and fossil fuels extreme. Holland will make history when she's sworn in as the first Native American cabinet secretary. Her job will be to oversee natural resources, public lands, and tribal affairs, and she will be part of Biden's team to tackle climate change. Holland also made history in 2018 when she was elected as one of the 2 first female Native Americans in Congress.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
5:17, and we started off the day yesterday with a few changes around the area, mostly cloudy. Today, though, we're going to have the sun returning, especially for the second half of the day today. Sunrise is expected at 7:07, and then the sunset later on at 7:04. So here's what we have ahead for us as we take you throughout your week. We're going to have that sun out there later in the day today. That'll extend into the day on Wednesday. We will have a few rain showers returning on Thursday, but we are going to be very close to that 70-degree mark out ahead of that front on Thursday. So it will be a very warm day, and then spring officially arrives on Saturday. So as we take a look at our temperatures overall, majority here, at least over the next couple of days especially, we'll see a nice warm up. We'll be up to about 63 degrees tomorrow. The warmest day here on Thursday at 70 degrees, and then those temperatures will level out as we head into the upcoming weekend. Average for this time of the year is right around 59 degrees. So out the door this morning, we have a lot of the activity that we had yesterday that is winding down. We have some clouds out the door early on, but again, those clouds will start to clear out. Pretty quiet as well around the Pacific Northwest, so not expecting a whole lot to be moving through over the next couple of days. So as we get you over to Futurecast, you can see some of the clouds that we have with us this morning will clear out. We'll be back to a mostly sunny sky for this afternoon. Beautiful day is in store for us on Wednesday. We'll have light winds. Again, those temperatures climbing into the 60s, and then into the low 60s, and then we'll have those clouds will be moving in on Thursday, and then those rain showers developing at least for the second half of the day on Thursday. The winds will be picking up just a little bit, as well as those winds will be out of the south, and that's what's really going to allow these temperatures to warm up close to that 70-degree mark. So numbers out the door this morning, we're at 41 in the Tri-Cities. Connell, good morning to you. You're at 38. 38 degrees as well for Walla Walla, down to about 33 in Ellensburg, and then just below that 40-degree mark in Yakima, sitting in at 39. And thankfully, lighter winds for today. We had some of those winds picking up yesterday, especially over into the Yakima Valley, but currently at 13-mile-per-hour wind in Ellensburg, and that 7-mile-per-hour wind over into the Tri-Cities. And yes, we're talking that allergy forecast. We're noticing that tree pollen, especially around the area, back up to the moderate to high category for today. Juniper, elm, and alder. Those will be the main pollens out there for your Tuesday. So as we get you over to those highs for this afternoon, 58 degrees in Toppenish with 57 in Yakima, 55 degrees in Ellensburg, 57 in the Tri-Cities with 56 in Hermiston. Connell today at 55, and then 54 Walla Walla, Pendleton also in the low 50s. So overnight tonight, it's going to be a chilly night. There's going to be a lot of folks that'll be very close to that freezing mark with that mostly clear sky. So there's your 7-day forecast with that rain chance moving in for the second half of the day Thursday, close to 70 degrees. Looking into the upcoming weekend, mostly sunny. Temperatures should be in the upper 50s. And then that 7-day forecast for Yakima, enjoying some of that sun over the next couple of days. Again, a rain chance moving in Thursday, especially by Thursday afternoon with the high of 62. We'll be right back with much more after the break.
The Yakima Health District says it's finally able to open up the mass vaccination site at State Fair Park. It will offer its first doses of the vaccine on Wednesday tomorrow, which is when a lot more people become eligible for the shot. Officials say you will need to make an appointment. And a lot more people, including agriculture workers, firefighters, bus drivers, and grocery store workers, will all be able to get vaccinated starting Wednesday. That's when eligibility expands to include essential workers. Appointments for the Benton County Fairgrounds mass vaccination site are open, and officials say if you're about to become eligible, you can sign up for an appointment right now. This comes as we're just 1 week from the entire state moving into phase 3. Starting next Monday, more people will be allowed into businesses, and you'll be able to have up to 400 people at a gathering as long as you're in a big enough space to allow for social distancing. Plus, more fans will be able to watch sporting events in person again. Moderna is testing a new version of its vaccine. The updated vaccine is easier to distribute because it can stay in normal refrigerator temperatures. The below freezing temperature required by the company's current shot makes it more complicated to ship to vaccine sites. Moderna says it also hopes the new vaccine can be given as a single dose. Its current vaccine requires a booster shot 4 weeks after the first. The new trials are in the early stages. Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson have also said that they'll test new versions of their vaccines to see if they can be used as boosters to protect against new coronavirus variants.
Leaders of a church in Seattle are searching for answers after someone wrote racist graffiti in the church's parking lot yesterday morning. Vandals used hay to write hateful messages in big block letters in the parking lot of the International Full Gospel Fellowship Church. One of the phrases was, "China, you will pay," followed by a curse word. A neighbor that lives a block away discovered it on her morning walk.
Pretty vulgar hate words. I find it sad. You know, we're in 2021 right now. We're with everything else going on in the world, just going to throw this in it too.
This is the 4th time this year that the congregation has been targeted. The church has been in the process of setting up cameras, but the system wasn't set to go online until later this week. Seattle police are investigating. And police in Seattle arrested more than a dozen people Saturday during a march that moved through downtown. Police say some people in the group moved barricades from a construction zone into the road to block traffic. They say others threw rocks at officers, and some people also smashed business windows. Saturday marked 1 year since police in Louisville, Kentucky shot and killed Breonna Taylor in her apartment during a no-knock raid. In Portland, leaders are demanding an end to violence and intimidation by anarchists in the city. For nearly 9 months, protesters have called for police reform and an end to systemic racism. Portland has become a center for protests during the country's racial reckoning. While officials on Monday said many events and protests are peaceful, there continues to be small groups of people smashing windows of businesses, threatening community members, and assaulting police. The Oregonian reported the Department of Justice has paid more than $1.5 million to repair damage to the Hatfield Federal Courthouse. A bill aimed at reforming police tactics in Washington has passed through the House, and it's gaining support from a statewide police group. After input from officers, the Washington Fraternal Order of Police is urging the Senate to pass House Bill 1054. The bill sets guidelines for when tear gas is appropriate and when an officer can start at a car chase or use canines. It would also prohibit officers from using neck restraints and chokeholds. Members said they're grateful for the bill, authors listening to their insight and making amendments to the original version. There will be another hearing on this bill on Thursday. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention may revise its recommendation to distance 6 feet in classrooms. A Harvard study published last week found no difference in COVID transmissions in Massachusetts schools when students distanced 3 feet instead of the CDC recommended 6 feet. Students in that study were wearing masks. The CDC isn't quite ready to revise its recommendations yet, but its director says the agency is looking at the possibility. The World Health Organization already recommends a distance of 1 meter, which is just over 3 feet. And this brings us to our poll question of the day. How much social distancing do you think is necessary in schools? 3 feet or 6 feet? Vote now at yaktrynews.com/vote and on our CapKVU app, and we'll have those results at the end of the show. And Washington State University has stopped requiring SAT and ACT test scores for admissions. In response to the pandemic, many public universities waived or made SAT and ACT scores optional for students applying during the 2020 and 2021 admission cycles. This new decision will make the waiver permanent at WSU. The school said it will instead rely on other metrics that reflect a potential student's ability to succeed. Data from the university showed that a student's GPA was a better predictor of success than standardized test scores. Yakima Valley College was one of many state institutions to receive federal aid through the state's Emergency Relief Grant program signed into effect in February. According to a release, the college will redistribute over $320,000 in grants to assist undocumented Washington residents as they pursue higher education in the spring 2021 quarter. Undocumented students typically don't qualify for federal aid, but these grants will assist those who demonstrate financial need in their pursuit of a degree. Americans are already spending their COVID relief stimulus money from the Biden administration, but others will have to wait a bit to get theirs. The reason, it takes some banks a few days to process checks. In a tweet, Wells Fargo said customers who expect to get their money directly deposited will start seeing it in their accounts on March 17th. Chase Bank also said their customers will see their money Wednesday. Some U.S. workers may have trouble touching base with their fellow employees due to a technical glitch. Microsoft says Teams, its workplace communication platform, and other services are experiencing issues due to a problematic software update. The tech giant tweeted this breakdown might affect users across the globe. Microsoft is rolling back the update, but it's taking longer than expected to fix the situation. According to Down Detector, an outage tracking website, at least 30,000 users have reported issues with Teams.
Now, CapKVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristen Walls.
6:44 and welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. A beautiful view right now in downtown Yakima, showing you the blue sky, especially around the Yakima Valley this morning, looking at a mostly sunny sky, but gradually elsewhere in the Columbia Basin into the foothills, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day today with a lot more sun this afternoon. So sunrise today at 7:07, sunset at 7:04. We're going to see plenty of sunshine today into the day tomorrow. Next rain chance developing on Thursday, and we'll actually be close to 70 degrees on Thursday, and then spring officially arrives on Saturday very early in the morning at 2:37. So you can see our temperature trend overall, gradual warm up over the next couple of days. Warmest day on Thursday, as I mentioned, close to 70 degrees before those numbers level out by the upcoming weekend with some upper 50s for both Saturday and for your day on Sunday. So we're gradually clearing out early this morning. We'll continue to have these clouds clearing out throughout your day today. Pretty quiet as well around the Pacific Northwest. So we're going to be enjoying that sunshine for the next couple of days, but then that rain chance is set to move in for the second half of the day on Thursday. So again, the clouds will clear out back into the upper 50s for today. Some low 60s on Wednesday, maybe a few high clouds towards the afternoon. But then on Thursday, a dry start in the morning, and then we could see some rain showers developing for the second half of the day. Scattered rain showers. We'll have actually the winds out of the south in the southwest, which will allow these temperatures to climb up close to 70 degrees. But it might be a little bit breezy as well for your Thursday with this next system as it sets to move in. Temperatures out the door this morning. Most folks are in the upper 30s and low 40s, so above freezing in many spots. The exception, Ellensburg, you're sitting in at 32, and then some lighter winds as well around the area. Most folks will see 5 to 10 miles per hour. The allergy forecast for today: tree pollen is up to the moderate to high category. We have juniper, elm, alder. Those will be the main tree pollens out there for today. So as we get you over to that forecast for this afternoon with that mostly sunny sky, nice warm up, 57 in Yakima with 50 degrees in Cle Elum, 55 this afternoon in Ellensburg, 57 in the Tri-Cities and Moses Lake. Hermiston today at 56, Dayton jumping up to 50 degrees and then some low 50s there from Walla Walla and also into Pendleton. So overnight tonight we'll be close to that freezing mark in many spots with that mostly clear sky, even some upper 20s there from Cle Elum into Ellensburg. So your 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, mostly sunny there on Wednesday at 63. Afternoon shower chance on Thursday. That'll be our warmest day, close to 70. Stray shower on Friday, a little bit cooler over the weekend with a mostly sunny sky. First official day of spring there on Saturday. 56 on Sunday, then another rain chance on Monday. Your 7-day forecast for Yakima. Should be another beautiful day tomorrow, mostly sunny at 60 degrees. Shower chance developing on Thursday at 62. Then back to lots of sun over the weekend, 53 for Saturday and Sunday.